Are you planning or preparing for a cruise? Well, I'm going to share my tips and experiences for picking, planning, and preparing for that cruise, including 8 things that we learned to bring along with us. Don't make the same mistakes we did. Today on Seymour Seas. Hi everybody and welcome back. We have all been there, right? We are taking a lot of time on thinking about and considering all the different variables that goes into choosing the right vacation. If it's a cruise, there are many things to consider, and I'm going to share with you how we go about doing that and also some of the things that we bring along with us now because we wish we would have known it in the beginning. Hi, I'm Doug with Seymour Seas. This is a cruise tips and planning channel where I hope to help you and your family pick, plan, and enjoy your next cruise vacation. If you find this video helpful in any way, please do give it that thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel and it would mean the world to me. So thanks a lot and let's get to it. There's a lot of things that we consider when we are planning and picking a cruise vacation. The first is the location and the itinerary. Where is it that we want to go? Have we been to these places many times before? Do we want to do something new? That's how we picked our upcoming Panama Canal cruise on Holland, America. If you haven't watched that video, please look in my library for that and I'll leave a link below. We also consider budget. Are there promotions out there similar to what we just saw with Black Friday and Cyber Monday? A lot of those promotions have been extended and you can still take advantage of a lot of those. Another thing is, do you have any future cruise credits that are going to expire? Many times when you put a deposit down that's non-refundable and for whatever reason you've had to cancel that, that deposit can go into a future cruise credit that you can use for an upcoming cruise. So make sure you're taking a look at that and taking a look at those email reminders that the cruise lines send you. We also take a look at our most favorite cruise lines first. We have a few of those. We normally tend to look at the premium categories such as Celebrity, Holland America, Princess, but we also do Norwegian, Royal Caribbean as well. And I'd love to actually check out some of the new Carnival ships. So I actually take a look at most lines, but we prefer to stay with some of our favorites. A big thing for us is how much vacation time or paid time off do we have to throw at this cruise. And we also have to figure in traveling to and from the port pre and post cruise. So make sure you're putting that into your timetable. Now, many people like to wait to the very last minute to see if they can get a really good cruise deal. Right now, with booking demand so high, I would not recommend this. Book as soon as possible, pretty much when those itineraries are released. That's when you're going to get your best deal. Your travel agent will be able to make adjustments with most cruise lines if those fares should drop. So lock in those rates now when you can and don't wait to the last minute. I also recommend that when you're budgeting for this, make sure that you are budgeting for travel insurance. We never do a cruise without getting travel insurance. Many times the cruise line travel insurance is more than sufficient. Other times, if you have some medical needs that you want to make sure that are included, make sure that your travel agent researches that for you and that you can always go with a third-party insurance company. Actually, we normally do. The first thing everybody thinks about is, what do I need to pack for clothes? We're going to talk about a 7-day cruise, which is pretty much normal in the industry that most people will take. There are short weekend cruises that you will be packing a little bit differently, but the same rules actually apply. Along the way, I'm going to list 8 different items and one bonus item that we now always make sure that we consider or bring along when we are looking at packing our clothes for a cruise vacation. The first thing that we look at is, where are we eating dinner throughout the length of the cruise? Do we have specialty dining booked? Are we in the main dining room? Are we going to be in port later and we're going to eat on shore? Or whether we're just going to come grab something quick in the buffet and go back out. We sometimes do that when we go to San Juan and have a late departure. So I always want to make sure that I have at least one semi-nice outfit. We used to take suits, coat and ties with us for those so-called formal nights, but many of the cruise lines have really relaxed that dress code requirement. And so what we do is we normally just have a nice pair of slacks, a collared button-down shirt, and nice shoes. That is the extent of our formal nights. We have been there, done that on many, many cruises where we took a suit along, but we no longer actually do that. You can if you want, so make sure you do understand if it's a special occasion or you want to dress up on the formal nights and you're going maybe to a specialty restaurant, you may want to pack that extra outfit that is very, very nice, but make sure you do have a couple pairs of slacks or even a couple pair of nice jeans. We actually had an event for our loyalty program on one of our cruises, and we did not have nice slacks. We were wearing jeans, and they actually did not allow us to come in because we were wearing jeans and we needed nice slacks and a collared shirt to meet the captain for that particular cocktail party. So look at those different events of dining and specialty parties and make sure that you're planning on bringing the appropriate clothes for that event. The other things that we also consider on every cruise is take a look at the number of sea days. How many swimsuits do you need? Are you going to be working out? So take a look at those sea days. Plan on when you're going to be working out or when you think you're going to be working out so you can bring the right amount of gym socks and gym shorts and t-shirts as well as swimwear for those sea days, lounging around the pool or going on the water slides depending on what cruise line you're on. One of the other lessons, number 2, that we learned was not considering the excursions that we had booked. So some of the excursions, if you're going to be hiking or whether you're going to be going on a four-wheel adventure or mountain biking, one of the things to consider is making sure that you have a couple pairs of tennis shoes if you should get them muddy in the hiking area or on the mountain biking, so that they're not all dirty when you go to the gym on the ship. The other thing is sometimes on excursions you're going to need closed-toed shoes. So what we normally do is we have sandals with the hard rubber fronts to them that we normally bring, and that is something we learned the hard way when we had muddy tennis shoes after we did our four-wheeling event in Jamaica. The next consideration for clothes, and something that we've learned the hard way, number 3, is making sure that you understand if they're going to be theme deck parties while you're on that cruise. Many of the cruise lines have like a white party on the pool deck at night where everybody dresses in white, or like on Virgin Voyages, they have their big deck party where everybody dresses in red. I looked at a lot of the reviews once I booked our Virgin Voyages cruise, and I learned this, so we planned accordingly to bring red shirts with us. And we have been on other cruises where there have been theme parties like 70s or 80s party that we had no idea was happening, as well as the white party, which I mentioned before. So make sure that you're going on Cruise Critic in your roll call and talking to other cruisers on that particular itinerary to make sure if everybody knows what's going on, whether they know there's a white party Is there a theme night for 70s or 80s? So make sure you're taking that into consideration. So I always do that so that we don't miss out on the fun. The next area on my checklist is toiletries. Now this goes hand in hand with the clothes that you pack. So obviously you're going to bring all of your staples, your toothpaste, your toothbrush, your deodorant, all of the medications that you might require, Advil, pain relievers, all of those staples that you take on every trip. But one of the things that we learned the hard way was to bring a tooth repair kit. So you can go to your local CVS or Walgreens and pick these up at any time prior to your cruise. They normally include some sort of crown repair or tooth patching, filling, patching capabilities, as well as I normally add some sort of Ambisol or gum numbing type of product with that as well. We were on a cruise and one of us got a really bad toothache and we had nothing for the pain, and the Advil or Tylenol just wasn't cutting it. So we went down to the medical facility and they gave us clove oil, which actually is a great numbing agent, but man, does it smell. So we learned the hard way. So on every trip, not just a cruise, we always have some sort of tooth repair, dental repair kit in the travel bag, along with some Ambisol or some similar type product. The next category on my list is electronics. We have a lot of gadgets that we bring along with us, including obviously our smartphones that have fantastic camera capabilities as well as video capabilities. We might bring a microphone to hook into the phone if we're going to be doing any vlogging on our cruise. We're obviously going to have all the charging cables that we need for the phones, for the video camera, for the laptop, all of the different things that we might need. We have a actual Ziploc bag that we have all of our charging cables in. So that's a staple that we never forget. One of the things that we did learn early on in our cruise adventures is that we didn't have enough plugs in the stateroom to charge everything. So you've seen me show you this before. This is my USB charging hub that I take. It's got 3 US plugs that extend the amount of things you can charge, as well as 4 USB ports. That does do a great job to supplement the amount of outlets and USB ports in your cabin. And if you also have European adapters that have USB ports on them, or an external US outlet attached to it that does the conversion, then that's also another smart thing to bring with you. Number 6 on our list is something that if you are in a high traffic area, like right off the elevators or by a staircase, then you may want to have some sort of sound machine to drown out that external noise. You know, these are white noise or brown noise type machines. Many apps are on the phone. So we also include sometimes a mini USB speaker that you can hook up to have a much deeper sound, but that is also another electronic device that we normally bring now on every cruise. Something that I learned from Emma Cruises, is that if you are in an inside stateroom, these can get very, very dark at night and you really don't know what time of day it is. So one of the things that she recommends that I think is just brilliant is an alarm clock that is a daylight simulation alarm clock. These are lights that sometimes have a small built-in nightlight, and then if you set your alarm for, say, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., since you don't have a window, what it does is it slowly brings up the simulated daylight into your room, and it wakes you up naturally. This is a really, really smart idea. So if you are in an inside cabin, consider looking into one of those. So the last category on my checklist is miscellaneous or other items. So we always have a travel umbrella in our backpack that sits in the very bottom, takes up absolutely no room. If we need a selfie stick or a tripod, if we're going to be doing any videoing, we have that in there. Those are normal things. And then of course you want to make sure that in your carry-on luggage or backpack, you do have all of your cruise documents, all of your check-in information, your passport, your vaccination cards, and all of those items. Now, one of those other miscellaneous items that we did not realize that we would want and now bring on every cruise is that we bring a set of travel binoculars. This is also included in that 10 essential items list that you want to bring, but they are very small, they're very powerful. You can get one very cheap on Amazon or go to Best Buy. They'll have some cheap ones as well. And we really do rely on this a lot. And when we were in Alaska, we had one set of binoculars in our Sky Suite on Celebrity, but they weren't as powerful as the 2 travel sets that we brought. So if you're looking to make sure that you catch all of that beautiful scenery of going through those Caribbean islands, or if you're up in Alaska or you're in the Norwegian fjords, this is something that don't necessarily count on your cruise cabin to have included. So we always bring this along with us as well. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. I did promise you a bonus item, so here it is. They are magnetic hooks. So your cruise cabin is made of metal. All the walls and ceiling are all metal. So if you get these hooks, you can hook them on to your stateroom cabin. We hang our baseball caps here. We hang our lanyard holding our key cards, and they're just fantastic. You can get a set of 6 for less than $10. So great investment. These hold up to 25 pounds, which is absolutely amazing when you see how really tiny they are. So there are the 8 items and the bonus item that we have learned to bring with us on almost all vacations, including all cruises. So the other item that I hinted to earlier in the video was a checklist. So I put together an Excel spreadsheet that I converted into a PDF for you that is an example of my packing list for a 7-day cruise. It has all the different categories in there, from clothes packing to toiletries to electronics, as well as the miscellaneous other items. So I'll leave that link in the description below so that you can access that and download that for free. So thanks so much for stopping in today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did get something out of it, please give it that thumbs up. And I ask you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. It helps my channel grow. So thanks again, and as always, I'll see you again soon.